Hello again. Hey, Fire Agate Mark here. Today I'm reworking this piece of Deer Creek for a friend. I gave the piece to them a few years ago, and I pulled out a little bit of green, a little bit of the purple, but I keep looking at the stone and realizing that it's deeply layered, so I'm gonna go in and touch it up and pull a little bit more of that blue, purple, and green that are in there. And so what I'm using, I've decided, is I'm going to use these, let's see, 1.6 millimeter dental bits. This particular one comes from Heiko. I'll put their name up there, and I'll put a link for them. Heiko, so these are fairly expensive. It's diamond sintered, so it's fully impregnated diamond through and through. For a size reference, yeah, they're tiny. But if you use them with caution and you're careful with them and use a dressing stone to clean them in between, this one's 2.5 years old, 3 years old. Yeah, they'll work really well for a while. Anyway, back down here we have another project in the works. I'll give you more information on that later. These are going to be dynamic, but this is something entirely different. Yeah, anyone who happens to know what those nodules are, we're going to be really lucky to crack something open. That's the next video. But for the time being, Amber J is going to help me carve this thing, because she's going to have to film it as I'm carving it. I'll have a magnifier on because I've got to be up close and personal with the stone, and then she can try to show you what I'm doing. Alright, we'll be back in a second. Alright, so after assessing the stone and figuring out where those valleys are, I decided to change tools a little bit, or change bits. Here's two of the bits that I'm saving this one in reserve. The red and black, that's super coarse. Red is coarse, but it's not really that bad. It'll help me peel material. But the bit is just a little bit too rounded to get down. And look, in reference to my fingerprints, how small this is. So that's still too rounded to get down in those little valleys. I want to work from the valleys out, so I'm going to come in here with this tiny little ball, and I'm going to try to get down in the valley with that, and then see if I can get rid of the brown, and then just work the contours on back out. So yeah, let's get going. I'm going to use gentle pressure along the lines where there's brown, just to peel back until the first layer of color is exposed. By highlighting the contours of the stone, it will deepen the color. We're making micro changes right now. So you definitely need magnification. You need to be able to see what you're doing. Again, even filming this gets a little bit tricky. We've been working on trying to see how you can best see what I'm doing. I'm figuring out if there's some sort of workaround. There's that little slurry I want to see. Those little bubbles you see in the middle, that's some saginite that's just starting to pop up. It's like stalactites basically that are coming up through the crystal. And sometimes they're bright and colorful and vibrant, and sometimes they're just junk. You never really know. Some of them are brilliant, colorful displays. Alright, I'm going to carve for one more minute and then we're going to take a little break. My hands are getting tired and I need to reassess the stone. This is kind of a weird position. Alright, let's reassess. Alright, so that's doing what I want it to. I'm going to stay off anything that's purple or anything that's visibly green. But if it's that orangey yellowy green, I'm going to carve down until I get to the first layer or the first color exposed. That way when I polish into it, it'll highlight those blues and purples and make the green pop a lot more. So I'm going to pause. I'll hit this stone with a Sharpie and come back and do a little bit more.